Hello, everybody. Welcome. Happy Monday, not Friday. I had to think about that for a second. Hello and welcome. All right, let me make sure I can get all the comments up. Live chat. Beautiful. Hello. Oh, we've already got Suzanne on from YouTube land. Hello, hello. And then Lily. Hi from Zorel. Are y'all hanging out? Oh, another Alabamian. Alabaman? How do you say it? Alabamian? Hi, Carmela. Welcome, everybody. Oh, we got Judy. Oh, quick reminder. If I can't see your face or your name, it's just because where you're watching this on Facebook, you got to click the link that says streamyard.com/Facebook. You got to give them permission, and then I can see your face and name. And if you don't want to do that, that's no big deal. Just throw your name at the end so I know who I am talking to. I also have my phone up on the side so I can see these comments. It looks like it's Dina. Hi, Dina. Slacker over here. Oh, there you are. No, I see you. You're on. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well, alrighty then. Hello. Hi, Kathy. I don't know who that Facebook user was. I'm seeing YouTube comments. That's interesting. All right, let's see. Lynette, hello. Valinda, hello. We got Georgian. Okay, Atlanta. There you go. I'll be in Atlanta next week for Dragon Con. Anybody else going to Dragon Con? I'm so excited. It's my first one. Eesh. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Oh, Dina's on both. Okay, got it. That makes more sense. Hello, Annette and the land of corn. Oh, there she is, Becky. I'm like, did I miss Becky? Hi, Becky. I can see you, Lynette. Hello. And Melanie. Valinda will be at Dragon Con. I'm excited to see your cosplays. It's going to be super excited. Super exciting. There you go. Oh, we got a Pennsylvania in that. Pennsylvanian. Joan, hello, welcome, everybody. All right, I know this is a random wine and chat. We never do them on Mondays. They're always Fridays or Saturdays, but I figured it's been easier to kind of answer all the questions in the live format, so I figured I'd just give it and call it a wine and chat while we're here. Yes, Lynette, you definitely should go to a Dragon Con. I'm just stoked. Linda, you're still sewing? Yeah, I can imagine. I had ideas and then too busy. I never have time to sew anymore. So it is what it is. Leslie, you made a live one. I'm here. How are you? All right. So, okay, we'll start it like a normal wine and chat. What's everybody drinking on tonight? It's a work day, so I've got Gatorade. One day we'll go to Dragon Con. Yeah, I'm very excited for it. Sweet tea, yum. What's everybody else drinking on? Wine. Heck yeah, wine. Boring water, all the waters. I mean, water's good. It's healthy, right? It's good for you. Gotta drink it to survive. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna put my phone down because I'm not getting the comments I wanted. Now I'm just distracted by it. The new Coke Dream. I haven't heard of this one. Coca-Cola. I like it. I accidentally drank some soap. I'm just getting out of the shower. That's funny. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, don't drink any more soap. All right, so I wanted to kind of talk about classes again. I talked about it a little bit last week on a random wine and chat type video. But I just wanted to make sure that, I'm answering everybody's questions and kind of giving y'all updates as I go along. Ooh, Kira's got chai tea with apple juice and milk and cinnamon sugar TikTok drink. That sounds so bougie and fancy. You're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to try this. That sounds so good though. Cinnamon sugar. I don't have cinnamon sugar in the house, nor do I have chai tea. Maybe almond milk. Ooh, so fancy. All right. So I did want to show real quick. I did mention this last time that we're rebuilding the schedule, so it was easier to see everything. And then we did add some classes, and I'm going to explain those added classes because y'all, I kept saying I wasn't going to add any more classes, but you know, with the website catastrophe of 2022, we had no choice because the system allowed for overbookings, and I can't just kick people out of classes. It's just not in me. There were some that we had no choice but to remove people from the class because of certain limitations that we could not get them into something different. But luckily, a good chunk of the classes we were able to get a new class, and some of these classes that we added were strictly and only for overflow folks. That's kind of how many we had. And then the other ones are just because the teachers were just said, yeah, like let's add another one, because we booked up on quite a few that did have some overflow and they felt comfortable with being able to add another class. So I'm going to go over those schedules as well. Do you need, oh, look, you can put my face at the bottom. This is fancy. I was trying to see how big I could get that. Okay, let's do, where did that window go? Here we go. Oh no, I lost it. There it is. It's behind me. All right, so we're going to start with Friday. So let me make sure I can see y'all's comments at the same time. Looks like we got some of our moderators on tonight. So we've got a lot more moderators in the group. So we're covering everybody's schedule. Everybody had it. Me and Michelle had two very different schedules, but then there was like a gap in the middle of the day. So magic catastrophe. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Yes, our teachers are wonderful. Love my teachers. Feel so blessed to have so many amazing folks who want to come and participate in this event. Okay, so for Friday, what we did here was we just added a column for meetups. There are no class changes on Friday. Friday did not change. It's the same. We just added the meetups. So Suzanne's been working. She's been able to get all the events on the page and the group. There's the sign up form is on the website. I'm going to go over meetups and exchanges here in a little bit after we go over these class schedule changes, just so that that it's very clear how to do the meetups and exchange signups. So, but we wanted to add it here so you could see like what else was going on in some of the gaps and things like that. So a lot of the meetups and exchanges are done during break times so that folks didn't feel like they were going to, you know, miss out on their class or vice versa. So you've got the boozy bag exchange on Friday at lunchtime, and then you've got the Okla Rudy's meetup from at 5 o'clock on Friday, and then there's two at 8 o'clock on Friday, so they're both down in that same category. The Creations by Connie meetup, as well as the medical professional. So those are both there. So that's Friday. Anybody got questions on Friday before I keep going on? Beautiful. Okay. And then Saturday changed. There's a lot of columns in here. And so nobody be thrown off by the, I don't know, anybody else got OCD. So F and E are out of order, but it's for a reason. I promise. So F is the new room. And for anybody that didn't already know this, room D, because I get asked like, oh, there's these gaps in the schedule. Kayla could have put a class there. I promise you I couldn't have. This room D, and now room F are both in vendor hall 2. They are class. That's how we were able to get extra classrooms this year and add so much. And why it's only on Saturday and Sunday is we put them in the vendor hall. That's how big of a vendor hall we got for the second one. It's huge. So that's why these don't go past the vendor hall hours, which is 5 p.m. So that's why you don't see anything past those times. So what we added here on Saturday was another Steffi bag class because that original Steffi shoulder bag class did overbook. So we've been able to move folks who are the overbooks over into here. We're still working on finalizing after we've moved folks if there are any seats available. If there are going to be any seats available, it will be very minimal. I'm going to say that very clearly. If there are any available, it is minor, probably less than a handful. So anybody that has their hopes up about getting into this class, please don't. I will say this though. There is a meetup with Lindsay and Maid, or with Lindsay. It's down here, and it starts at 9:30, and we're going to do it in the So Magical Lounge during the party, which I'll talk about a little bit. But I'm not going to give all the details on that yet. But so if you were really bummed about not getting in the class because you want to meet Linz, she's going to have the meetup as well. So you can still get to meet her. So and then I do believe she said she'll be out and about, she'll be around. So I understand this was like a very hot, popular one. So please understand that. Here, I'm going to drop down this. Boom, there. You can see that a little bit better. Is the vendor hall ever closed? Yes, the vendor hall closes, I promise. So the vendor hall hours, I believe Suzanne even made an event for it today to show when they open and close. It's vendor hall hours open each day at 9 a.m. On Friday and Saturday, they close at 5, and then on Sunday, they close at 3. So we did alter the vendor hall hours to accommodate our vendors more because a lot of them are teachers, and it just worked out a lot better that way. So that's the new vendor hall hours, Lily. Okay, so we did add this room here. And then you'll see here, you've got the meetups. There's quite a few meetups on Saturday. Kasaya is doing, from Saya Swag, is doing a show and tell type meetup. That's at 1. There is right after the fashion show. So this has, it's like the event on Facebook says like 2:45. It might be 2:30ish. It's like right after. If you're doing a cosplay, you're probably in the fashion show. So you'll just be there already. So there's going to be a cosplay meetup and after the fashion show. And then Zelensky, Bag of Holding or Patterns of Holding, as some of us might know her, Meg. She is coming on Saturday, and she's going to be hanging out in the So Magical Lounge quite a bit. And she offered to she's doing a free pattern type class in the lounge where she's showing how to do a little dice bag, which you can use for like a bunch of little things. It's pretty neat. So definitely check out that event and get her pattern beforehand, kind of, cut it out, prep it. And then, if you're there, you can learn how to do that. And it's a very simple thing. So it's not like, oh my gosh, the class, you have to be there during these times. It's something fun and very sweet that, another awesome business that's coming wanted to help those who couldn't get into all their classes that they wanted to. And then you got down here, of course, the Patreon peeps meetup is really just any time during the party. This is also kind of during the party time frame. So that's where these 2 meetups are going to take place. The other locations for the meetups are going to be disclosed probably about a week before, as we figure out what's the best place based off of how many people have signed up for each of these meetups. And then over here on the right are the demos and presentations that are on the stage. So there's quite a few lined up. We try to jam pack the stage, and there's a better schedule on this that show the exact times because they're not like on the hour or half hour. I got asked, was I losing my mind when I made this schedule? I was like, no, but it worked. All right, so for Sunday, room F is still here. And we added another one that had a really high overflow as well, which is the Poppy Purse. This one is strictly only for the overflow folks. So at this time, there are going to be no additional seats for the Poppy Purse. And then there will be an additional shoe covering class. This was for overflow folks plus some. So I don't know the exact, again, we're finalizing the numbers on how many seats are left in each class. But now that we've added these, there are definitely close to 25 classes that have seats available with, around like a good number of seats left. So everybody still can get into a class or get into quite a few classes. The other one that we added, that it's kind of a mix up. So if you've looked at this before and you see that it's kind of moved around, we added another for the Love of Change pouch as well due to overflows. You don't know if there's going to be seats available in this one or not yet. But again, working on that. So these kind of got moved around a little bit to account for where everything needed to fit. There's only currently one meetup on Sunday, and that's the Hogwarts sorting ceremony, which I'm very excited about. That one should be pretty cool. And then there's a stage with even more amazing things. Oh, this zipper template one. Oh, I found an error. Sorry, that was my fault. The zipper template one's going away because that's actually Lauren's demo. So obviously she can't be in two places at once. So that one's going to go away. Just heads up. And then the last thing I wanted to show. Okay, good. I'm making sure no questions. The last thing I want to show was this is the actual schedule that shows all the demos on the stage. And she did an amazing job, Natalia. And she put the name and then she put who's doing it, their company, and the exact times. So you can see those in really good detail. Again, this zipper template one's going away. But as you can see, we've got tons of cool things that you can go and check out. You've got a few cosplaying ones. Ray's doing a demo on some of her templates, her tools that she has, and her hardware. Jackie from Elijah is doing the embroidering on toilet paper. There you go. And Alma's doing a demo on her like puzzle jig type tool. It's like huge. It's so cool though. They're all cool things. And then Connie from the Sewing Studio is doing a scan and cut demo. I'm not sure what she's doing yet, but last year she did one where she did a cutout of the, I think it was a purse pal on the scan and cut and showed how you can do that. It was really neat. And then, of course, Becky is doing turning seam rippers on the lathe on the stage, which is really cool. Hence the reason why we put extra cushion around hers. It's going to be messy. I can't wait. We've got Lynn, our cosplay a base teacher this year. She's doing stitches and their uses. And then Debbie from Salty Sews is going to do a PDF Patterns 101. So that's going to be good. So anybody's been confused about PDF patterns, check that out. Abby, who is a part of the Vivilux vendor team, is going to do pattern adjustments, but also reading patterns on envelopes. So if anybody's ever been confused about how to read those envelopes, because I definitely can't do it from the big four, definitely check those out. Ray's doing another hardwares and tools. So if you missed one on Saturday, you can find her on Sunday. And Lynn's doing an adhesives and paints, which should be really good as well. Monica's doing a really interesting one, photographing your makes. So if you've ever been confused about how to take photos of your, let's call it your bags and such, I think she's turning that one into like a field trip too. So if you have a gap in your schedule, highly suggest that one. It should be very interesting. Okay. Yes, I'm very excited. Also, wait, hold on. Diane. Okay. Yes, so that's those schedules, and you can find those schedules. I'll show you real quick because we've updated the website to have those. All right, can y'all see that? Yes, you can. Beautiful. Okay, so if you go to Florida and you go to schedules, this is the top level schedule. This shows you where the vendor halls open and close. And if you go down here, this is the demo and presentation schedule right here. You can click download and it'll download for you. And then I'm not sure why this is showing in the middle, but here's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday schedules that I just showed y'all. So you can go ahead and click these, download them, save them, print them, do what you need with them. So those have been updated for y'all as well. Thank you, Cherish, for putting that up. She put the links in the comments as well. Diane, if you're having issues, give me a I'm in the For Love of Change twice. One has a Diane, send me a direct message and I can help you with your classes. Becky, I'm glad you see a good demo on there. I hope it's yours. Can't wait for Texas. Amazing. Yeah, Texas, we're very excited. The teachers have been applying and they're starting to go through all those classes and trying to start working those this coming week or so. I'm very excited. We have such a great addition to Texas that we have never had for Florida that I cannot wait to talk about. If you're in Patreon, I might tell you tomorrow. Because tomorrow is Patreon's Zoom call, which I'm very excited about. It's our monthly Zoom call where we can hang out. But what happens in Patreon stays in Patreon. I heard all of y'all saying it. Yes, go ahead and ask your questions real quick. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can answer these. If an overflow class is on Sunday, we have a ticket for Saturday only. Do we have to pay for a Sunday ticket to be able to take the class if that's the only thing we go for on Sunday? Yes, that is correct. You have to have a class-based ticket on the day that you want to take a class. So yes, you would have to get an additional one-day pass, which you can do. Those are on the website. I improve Kayla can fix classes. I try. I promise. This is why I did not get them done by Saturday, like I said I was. And I just about finished up today. There's a few people who have messaged that I haven't heard back from yet. So check y'all's Facebook messages. And some folks I couldn't find on Facebook. And I sent emails. So check your emails, check your Facebook. And if it's an email, it would have came from Kayla at sewmagicalexpo.com. But I've gotten through just about all the messages, but I do try to take the time, and I didn't want anybody to feel like they were getting gypped in any way, and try to really work through each person to the full extent we could. Yes, I've been getting this question a lot too. I didn't even write it as a topic for tonight, so thank you for asking. Yes, also Magical Swag was supposed to be out as of like last Friday, but with all the website issues and us trying to get the class signups back reopened, we've pushed it off to the right. We're hoping to still get it out by the end of the month. So I'm hoping by the end of next week, everything with classes is reopened, good to go, no problems. Somebody knock on all the wood, and we'll be good to go. And I can reopen the or I can open up the retail. And so the retail will include the fabric that we have. We have quite a bit of fabric and all the designs. And we would be opening up the spirit jerseys, the hoodies, and the joggers, I think is what we have right now. Yes. Somebody said rest on Monday. Thank you, Kathy. That's very sweet. I agree, Brendan. You're really a girl. Okay, I'm almost done. Melanie's almost done prepping headband project packs. Woohoo! Oh, Caitlin, that's a great question. We did have an embroidery file for last year that was sponsored by one of our vendors last year, which was String Theory Fabric Arts. But that was like exclusive for those ticket holders last year. So I don't know if there are any embroidery based companies that plan on doing that this year or not. I think sometimes they do. It depends. As of right now, we don't have one, unfortunately. Checked out with Salty Sauce. Oh, yes, Salty Sauce. Okay, I want to bring this up real quick. So there's two companies that are kind of unique in their class kit signups. The first one being Salty Sews. So if you were in the Raglan hoodie or the Sahara dress, you paid for the class kits through me. However, because it's clothing based, and you need and you bought a class kit, then you're going to get an email with some instructions on, hey, here's where you like go and pick your fabric and your size and things like that. I highly suggest joining Salty Sew's Facebook group because they also post updates in there related to it. I think they had a post a day or so ago as well related to this. And there's like a special code to be able to get it. So yeah, so go join the Salty Sews, but you're going to be getting an email this week, and it's going to clarify so that you're aware whether you're in the bring your own serger or you have a sewing studio sponsored serger. And I do want to clarify, if you are in the bring your own serger, you can use a sewing machine as long as it has a zigzag stitch on it, or a knit based stitch. Stretch stitch, I think they call it, is the other name. But yeah, so if you don't have a serger or you don't want to haul an additional machine, you can bring your sewing machine with a zigzag stitch, just to clarify that. So that email will go ahead and clarify for you what you're in and those fun instructions. The other unique one is a lot of folks were saying when they checked out for their Nailed It classes, so that would be set a tea towel, the 18-inch wood plank, and the ears shadow box, they didn't get charged. That's because that one had a link in the description, but I realized not everybody saw that or got very excited about wanting to run and get their class. So I'm going to send out an email as well to anybody currently signed up for those classes with the links that you need to go actually purchase those class kits. And because there's design selections that you have to make as well. And Margie from Nailed It DIY Orlando, this is the Orlando based Nailed It, she came up with some new designs for our sewists and crafters in the group, which is awesome, because not everybody was like one of the homey type ones. So she added some fun crafting and sewing ones. If you're seeing an issue in your classes, please send me send an email to support@sewmagicalexpo.com, or send me a personal message. Yes, because I'm trying to work through, we need to get all the classes situated before we reopen. Connie. Okay, I just saw that. Connie from Creations by Connie said that she will do a Sew Magical Expo embroidery design. That's so sweet. When's Monday? We'll do thanks. I want to go ahead and ask in the group. Yes, ask in the group. Okay. So we don't have an exact date just yet on when we're opening up classes. We're aiming for end of this week, but we're trying to make sure that everything with the website is fully squared away before we say anything. But no matter what, we will give at least 3 days heads notice before we open anything so that everybody has time to prepare. And then my plan is also to do a quick live to show everybody what classes have seats left, so that nobody's going into the system thinking that, oh, I'm going to get into, the poppy purse. I'm going to go ahead and grab, I don't remember what else is sold out right now, shoe covering or whatever, if those aren't available. So that's the plan, is to do that. And then when class signups open back up, there will be no password. So I'm not sending out an email. I'm not sending out a message with a password or anything like that. When class signups open at the explained date and time, then there will be no password and you can get in. So that's how that's going to work. My embroidery machine is quite old. Is it worth bringing? I used it only once 7 years ago, but want to learn better. Will there be someone teaching older machines? I mean, when it comes to sewing machines, there's quite a few people who bring antique or vintage machines, but embroidery machines, you might want to be careful just because of the technology built in embroidery machines are a little bit different, or a lot different than regular sewing machines. So I'll let the embroidery teachers talk on that one. I think it all depends on if they know that brand or not, because again, it's very specific. Should it have a USB? If you're bringing an embroidery machine? Yes. I mean, yes, typically most of the embroidery machines have the USB. Yes. All right. Another thing I wanted to say before class signups reopen is all the embroidery classes that are not sewing studio related. So Creations by Connie's 2 classes, all about patches, all about water bottle holders, Elia Jacksford's classes, which are advanced and beginner embroidery, and then the combo class with Shayna from Glitterbug Fairy and Jackie from Elia Jacksford, which is a hand sanitizer holder and chapstick holder. Those all are classes that you can take and not bring an embroidery machine if you don't want to bring it, or don't have one. And you can still learn about the information in the class. And you can still get the class kits. The older embroidery machines have a reader card. Yeah, I mean, I even had one that had floppy disk. And that wasn't long ago that I had that machine. I mean, yes, if you're going to bring an embroidery machine to a class and the class gives you the file, they're going to give you the file on a USB disk. So you need to bring a converter, or you need to bring your laptop that converts and plugs into it. Does that make sense? You have to. I'm definitely old enough to know what a floppy disk is. Trust me, I promise I am. Sorry, it threw me off, David. But yes, you need the ability to load the designs onto the machine for those classes if you're bringing a machine. Okay, so I'm gonna talk. Y'all can still ask questions throughout this, whatever the questions are, but I'm gonna talk about these meetups and exchanges. Okay. So, if you go on the Facebook group or the Facebook page, you'll see that all those events are loaded. So you can go onto the group, you can go to the events area, and you can see each one of those listed in order of which they're coming. All of them are going to have on there under the ticket section. It's going to have a link to the sign up form. You can also just come to the website, sewmagicalexpo.com. You go to Florida and you go down until you see Florida Meetups and Exchanges. If you come on here, this is the form to sign up. We made it into a form this year to help our volunteers have a better handle on who is or isn't coming, because a lot of them are. We really need to know how big of a room or a space we need for some of these, because sometimes we just are always amazed by the influx of folks who decide to come, and we had no idea. So if you scroll down, it's just got your basic info, Facebook name, just because that often differs from our actual names, and your email so that you can be contacted. And then there's different sections, and these are all checkbox, so you can pick as many or as few as you want to participate in. Please don't sign up for it if you don't actually plan to participate in it. But there's the meetups, which are not exchange based, so you don't have to bring anything, you don't have to do anything, you can just show up and participate in these. So there's the Hogwarts sorting ceremony, which is interactive, and then Creations by Connie meetup, and there's the Patreon club, the cosplay, Saya, and then the newbies. I didn't talk about that one in the schedule because that one falls actually during the early check-in on Thursday, and there's going to be a table with some, we'll call them vets, of So Magical and you can come as a newbie and you can ask all your questions. If you've got any fears, you've never met anybody before, you've never been to an event alone before, I don't know, whatever it is, you can go there and it should be fun. So that way y'all can have a safe place to go and meet up and hang out. And then the exchanges, these are the drop-off exchanges. I'm not going to describe this versus the in-person exchanges because they're described down below. So if you scroll down, here's a description of the meetups. Here's a description of the exchanges drop-off and exchanges in person. And the drop-off ones all work the same way. And the in-person ones each are unique because of each of the events are just unique in them in and of themselves. So you can go through, you can scroll down, you can read all those, determine what you really want to participate in based on the schedule. So as you can see, the meetups and the in-person exchanges all have times and days on them. And then the drop-off ones you can participate in without having to physically meet up somewhere. So if you've got one of those busy schedules, you can do this. But these are kind of geared more towards people that are going to be there all weekend versus 1 or 2 days. And then you have Boozy, Oka Rudy's, Medical, and Lynn's. And then if you're in the Hogwarts one, check out this one just because it kind of helps with the planning of the sorting ceremony. And then another request is if anybody wants to help run any of these meetup exchanges, they are all guest-based and led by our guests. They're asked for it by you, and they're run by the volunteers and y'all. So if you want to do that, go ahead and click yes or no so we know if you want to do that. And then if you say yes, please just let us know which ones you want to do. Suzanne's in charge of managing all of these and kind of helping any person who's leading it on kind of how it works and everything like that. So it's very simple, I promise. And then if you have any comments, select them there, hit sign up, and then you'll get information as the team's ready to talk about it and bring it all up. So yes. Okay. Okay, questions. Let's see. That's okay, Connie. Okay, yes, Fran is right. All the sewing studio classes, you don't need a USB. Fran, I think the question was whether or not the machine needed to be able to take a USB or not. Because somebody asked if there was older machines were able to be used in the non-sewing studio classes, but yes. This is my first. Does an event ticket need to be purchased for Thursday? We don't have an event ticket for Thursday. So as long as you have a ticket to Sew Magical, you can go to the early check-in and the newbie meetup on Thursday. So any ticket works because you can go and get your pass or your armband or whatever you need on Thursday night. Is Meetup volunteering the same on the website for the event? The volunteer application did not have an option for running a meetup because we didn't know how many we would need at the time or anything like that. So if you want to just volunteer but not do meetup volunteering, then you fill out the get involved form on the website. If you want to do and volunteer as a meetup runner, then you need to fill out that form I just showed, the meetups and exchanges form. All right, any other questions? Let me make sure. All right. Okay, so I think I talked about the schedule, the meetups and exchanges, the updates to the schedules related to the new classes. We will have the hold on, one on the website. We will have the class signups open and notified to everybody at least 3 days in advance. Roberta said I filled out one. Oh, you filled out the form for volunteering on the website. Yeah, so we're going to notify the volunteers about 3 to 4 weeks prior, whether or not we will need their assistance and in what area based off of their application. And then we'll go from there. But that doesn't count for the meetups still. So if you want to run one of the meetups, we need to know specifically which one you want to do. So you'd have to fill out that other form. When should the meetup and exchanges form be filled out by? The sooner the better. We didn't put a deadline on there. I don't know. I'll let Suzanne answer that one if she's still on here. I would say at least 2 weeks prior is probably the safest, because there is a lot of finalization and things we have to do prior. So the same goes, at least 2 weeks prior for the fashion show sign up, and any volunteering really should be about a month prior because we are contacting folks about 3 weeks out. Okay. Suzanne says 2 weeks prior as well. Okay, good. We're on the same page then. If anybody's in the cruising group for SMAS, that's in May of 23, we did just put up a post related to payments, which are due, like the first payment due coming up this coming month. And we will be announcing classes, it looks like, hopefully next week, of what's going to be involved in So Magical at Sea, our first one. Only 72 days until SME Florida. Kathy, you got to stop that. You got to stop that. That's less than 2 months. Oh, goodness. All right. Let's see. What else? For Texas, we are starting to work on those classes here in the next week. So hopefully we'll have some class information starting to come out end of September, early October. So if anybody's here who's excited for Texas, that'll be working. Yes, the maiden voyage of SMAS. I know, I'm very excited for it. Oh yes, cherish the PJ party. So I don't have any details yet on the Saturday night party, but if y'all saw on the schedule, it's officially called the Totally 80s So Over Party. So y'all can take your guesses as to what's included in that. But it is sponsored by Salty Sews. It's going to be very exciting. Lots of fun things going on there. So we'll be announcing all those fun details, I think, in the next week or so. So plenty of time for y'all to plan out what you're going to wear to the party. The party's always so fun. I'm excited. And we have so much more going on this year. Not only is Salty doing all the fun stuff, Lynn's meetup and the Patreon Peeps meetup is going to happen at the same time. And anybody coming from the paint party, there will still be fun stuff going on, and you can come over and do that. Yes, Sewing Studio will be selling. All the machines in the Sewing Studio classroom are for sale, and they have amazing prices. So Fran does such an amazing job in those classes talking about the machines and what they can do. So yeah, if you're in the market. But they also have a booth in Vendor Hall 1, which is open all 3 days. So if you're not able to get into one of their classes because it's limited by the 20 machines they have in the class, then you can still go check out. I believe they have all the same machines in the classroom in their booth, plus a lot more. You can go check out their vendor booth and see, and they let you touch and feel all their machines that are available. And as well as they have embroidery machines, sergers, scan and cuts, all those regular sewing machines. Is there a drawing for those who collect all the ribbons from the vendors? Okay, so we're working on finalizing this in the next few weeks as well. We don't think we're gonna do ribbons this year for the vendor scavenger hunt. We're probably gonna do stamps. Just being we have double the vendors and double the guests. So it's a lot. It's a lot. That'd be a lot of ribbons. We're going to probably do stamps, but it's still going to be scavenger hunt style, and it's going to be built into the program. So it's going to be more like a passport, and you have to go around and collect them all. But there will still be a prize to be announced later, and yes, we're still going to do that. But that's not to say that y'all can't bring ribbons and exchange them like a lot of the cons do. I know um I know like Dragon Con, MegaCon did it when we were at LeakyCon. I love the ribbons. They're so much fun. But I think it's a lot more fun when the ribbons are done and they're traded from with different people. Is it allowed to exchange a VIP Texas pass for a one-day vendor pass, or is that against return policy? Um, yeah, I mean, they're non-refundable, and we don't do downgrades, if that makes sense. But if you need additional help, send me a message, and we'll to support@sewmagicalexpo.com, and we'll work with you on what your issue is. Do expos sell machines at discount price or retail price? At So Magical Expo, it depends on the vendor. Some sell them at discounted prices. Some sell them for what they normally do in the stores. It really just depends. Highly suggest you do your research. Oftentimes they do sell them at a discounted price, but I don't like to speak for the vendors and what their pricing is prior to the event, because you just never know. But we have two machine vendors this year. Sewing Studio, who's been with us since year one, who has Brother, Baby Lock, and Janome. Or is it Paf? I know for sure it's Brother and Baby Lock. I apologize, Fran. What's the third brand? And then Top Sew and Vac is bringing Husqvarna, Handy Quilter, and Jukies, I believe. Those are for Florida. So, Kayla, will the class? Will the class information PDF be updated with the additional info? Which class info PDF? The schedules? The schedules are updated. If it's a class information page, the only thing we would be updating is the times for the new classes. And that's it, which is updated on the schedule. Janome. Thank you. Janome is the other brand that Sewing Studio sells. I think that was they did that right before last year's expo. Okay, so talked a little bit about Texas. Exchanges, I think. Yeah, the schedule shows the exchanges on there as well. I had gone through those at the beginning. The schedules have the exchanges, the meetups, and the stage presentations on there. If you go under the class schedule, Cherish had linked it above earlier. Another question I keep getting is So Magical Expo Tennessee. When are those tickets going on sale? Right now we are aiming for, I think it's mid to late September. Mid to late September for the So Magical Expo Tennessee, which will be at Gaylord Opryland in Nashville. And yes, those, we have a couple vendors already lined up that we just haven't announced yet. And we already have quite a few teachers who have applied to that as well. So that'll be a really cool one too if you're closer to like the Midwest and Northeast area, if you want to check that one out. And those tickets will open in the normal fashion of So Magical Expo, which will be the Patreon tiers will get the first dibs to those, and then it opens to the public. So it's 3 different ticket opening days. And then all the information on the class ticket prices will be out prior to those classes. I'm sorry, prior to those passes opening up. Okay. Yes, Kathy, let us know. Yeah, Brother is the only one that has Disney designs on it. That is correct. Licensed Disney designs, yes. Any other questions? Let's make sure. We talked retail, SMAS, Tennessee. And again, if anybody knows of a vendor who has thought about participating, Texas and Tennessee, we still have a bunch of spots left open. Texas is very quickly filling up. Tennessee, we're still getting going on that. And then Florida has a few spots left, but we will be closing down the Florida vendor applications here in the next like 2 weeks. So we'll stop taking vendors for Florida here shortly. So if anybody, was thinking about coming or was on the fence or whatnot, those are quickly going to be closing up. Any idea on Florida dates for 2023? Yes, I do have those, but we'll be releasing those just before So Magical this year. So everybody's aware of when Florida is going to be in 2023. It's still in the fall. I can tell you that much. But yes, we'll still be coming back to Gaylord Palms in 2023 for So Magical Expo. All right. There are, the other question I've been getting quite a bit on, if anybody's a newbie on here and has any questions of any type, please ask, is our hotel rooms going to open up for Gaylord Palms? Again, we're back to asking practically every week for more rooms. We have no guarantee that we're going to get any rooms additionally, because we did sell out of our room block twice. So we're waiting, we're hoping. Sometimes it's about a month prior if they ever do. But again, that's no guarantee that we'll get additional rooms. It is a busy weekend in Orlando, it turns out. That's one of the Run Disney events is the same weekend, unfortunately. And yeah, so a lot of the rooms around there are very quickly priced higher or sold out. So we're hopeful, but there's no guarantee. Gaylord Texan rooms are available. Those have not sold out yet, thankfully. we try to make sure that Gaylord Texan and Gaylord Opryland would not book out as quickly as Florida. So, and then all the Gaylord locations have half off parking. If you're staying and you booked your room through So Magical's link, you get the half off parking already into your hotel room bill. That's how it works. But if you're coming for the day, like you're parking yourself, then you have to, when you go to the check-in desk or the information desk, with So Magical Expo, you have to ask for the discounted parking card, and then you give that to the parking attendant on your way out, and they lower it in half. And it's half off whatever the current rates are. So, you can go on to Gaylord's, each of the Gaylord's websites, because they all vary in what their parking costs are. And sometimes they fluctuate. Sometimes they're higher, sometimes they're lower. So that's why we always just say we get a half off rate of their existing rates. Fran says we will have brother embroidery only machines, which for the sewing studio classroom, and we'll have discounted expo prices. Okay. Yes. Yeah, everything nearby is very quickly booking out. We've noticed a lot of folks are asking where to stay. There is also on the So Magical Expo group, the Facebook group, there's a pin at the top that's it says roommates. So you can click that and you can go ahead and select if you want to, or read through them all and select if you want to go ahead and find a roommate or post that you're looking for a roommate or what have you. So Magical doesn't facilitate that. We just put the post up so y'all can do it yourselves, but hopefully help y'all find a way to lower costs however you can. Is there another SME event to be announced for 2023? Maybe. We'll see. We're always cooking on something around here. Who knows? We're also working on 24 stuff. Always working on things. How early does the closet open on Friday for those of us who can't check in but have an early class? What are you dropping off in the closet that early, Judy? Okay, so for those that don't know, the closet is a room that we have. It's this year it is separate from the detached bathroom. Last year was combined. This year we got a separate room for the closet, and it's an attended room by So Magical staff, or it's locked, and you can bring you can drop off your stuff, and we can check it in for you, kind of like coat check. And you can leave your carts, your machines, your vendor hall purchases, whatever it is, in the room, so that way it's easier for y'all to walk around. So what time is it opening? That's a great question. I don't know off the top of my head, Judy. All right, Patreon people, let's save it for tomorrow. Y'all are being ridiculous. I don't know off the top of my head. Typically it's 9 because that's when the vendor hall opens. It's usually whenever the vendor hall opens is when we have it open, but you have an early class. So I will think about it and see if we can open it up earlier. But off the top of my head right now, I couldn't tell you for sure what I have it listed at on my notes. The closet sounds amazing. Yes. Yeah, everybody has these big old wagons they haul around. They were taking up a lot of space, so we needed a bigger room. And I will say this. So we're gonna try to update the website or have a listing somewhere soon that says if vendors are in vendor hall 1 versus vendor hall 2, so that y'all know who's there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday versus just Saturday and Sunday. Because vendor hall 2 is only open Saturday, Sunday. And that hall, which has the stage in it and 2 of those classrooms, is actually located downstairs from vendor hall 1 and the other classes. We are in the convention center this year, and so we're able to put a lot more signage up, and they got us like the closest exhibit hall to those rooms that we could get. So it's really nice to be able to have that big of a room this year. Can we drop off in the closet Thursday night? As of right now, no. We don't typically open the closet until we can staff it the entire time and have it supervised, which is Friday. Starts Friday. If that changes, I will post about it and notify y'all. But as of right now, no. These are great questions. I'm trying to think what else does everybody start asking like 1 month prior that I can start answering to y'all now. All right, where's all my vets at? What's some good information everybody should know? Talk about parking, classes, demos, presentations, meetups, all the vendors. There's so many vendors this year. What hours will D-Stash Bash Room open? D-Stash Bash Room hours mimic the vendor hall hours. So 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 3. Are wagons allowed? Yes, we allow wagons. Gaylord, the Gaylord facility does allow folks to bring the wagons around. I know some other shows don't allow it, and most of the time it's because of the facility that they're out at does not allow it. Is there a cost for the closet? We've been toying with this because it's bigger and we do have to staff it and it's separate. We've been trying to figure out how we're going to do that. So that is TBD. If it is, it will be a very low cost, but only to make sure that, you know, everything's covered there, like $5 for the weekend, something like that. But we haven't nailed that down just yet, honestly. How big is the So Magical Lounge? It's bigger than last year. It's bigger than last year, and it's in the middle of the classrooms. So we're hoping at night that we might have the ability to open up between some other open classrooms and make it bigger. Something fun that we're trying to work on. Are irons and cutting mats available? In the working classrooms, yes. So anywhere that's a physical classroom will have irons. I think we have 2 to 3 irons in each classroom, 2 cutting mats per classroom, and these are like 24 by 36, so they're big sizes. And then we have rulers. We have 2 sizes. We have a 12.5 by 12.5 and 6 by 24, and those were sponsored by one of our vendors from last year and this year, Off the Wall Quilt. They're really cool. They have our logo on it. And so we'll know if somebody steals it because nobody else has those. And but the So Magical Lounge will not have any of those types of tools or equipment in it, just because that room is open 24 hours during show hours. So that room opens when we open up classes, so 8 a.m. on Friday, and it doesn't close until we finish the raffle on Sunday. I did not mention the sewing machine rentals yet. That's a good question too. With the website issues, we're still gauging towards the end of this month, but it might push out to the first week of September. But we're still working on having those done. And we wanted everybody to have their classes and know exactly what they're going to be in before we open those up, because they are available by class, by day, or by weekend. So if you only have like 1 or 2 sewing classes, it saves you some money if you just rent the machine for those actual classes. If we're local, can we meet up to drop D-Stash Bash stuff off early? Yeah, I'm trying to have like one more like meetup day where folks can come find me somewhere and drop it off. But if you're local and just let me know. I'm actually, some of the girls are coming over this weekend and we're doing nothing but organizing D-Stash Bash items. So we'll be ready for more stuff here very shortly. If we sign up for Meetups exchanges, can we sign up for more at a later date if our plans change? You sure can. Like Suzanne said, we'll close that app down 2 weeks before. So if you want to make those changes before, you're more than welcome to. If we rent a machine for the weekend, is the closet used while the renter naps, drinks? Yes, you can take the machine with you. You can leave it in the closet, or you can bring it back to where you picked it up from as well. And then we'll just know that you're on the weekend planned. You can come pick up and drop off as needed. Should we bring our own irons and mats? Or rather, can we? You're welcome to bring your own iron and or your own cutting mat. Just keep in mind, um, the rooms are packed at this point for many of the classes. So if you bring them, um, just be cautious. Make sure you label your name on everything. And I don't know, like, sometimes people just mix things up. A lot of us have the same looking iron or scissors or whatnot. So I highly suggest labeling things as much as you can, so you don't get mixed up and you don't lose things. And then if anybody finds any items, please bring it to one of my staff so we can have, because we do have a lost and found pile. It gets bigger each year. I'm always amazed at how many scissors are there at the end of the year. We had like 3 irons. I'm like, how did we lost irons? It's amazing. So yes, you are able to bring your own. That's for sure. Will there be ironing stations for classes that need them, or do we need to bring our own? No. So like what I was mentioning earlier, there are irons. There's a couple irons in each classroom with wool pads, like wool mats. So there are stations already set up for y'all to do it. If you feel the need to bring your own, you got like a mini iron or whatever, you're more than welcome to. But just know the stations are set up for the equipment that we already have, not necessarily empty tables for additional setups, if that makes sense. So you kind of be in your space. And there are quite a few classes where it's not like in the past years where we've had everybody could get their own 6-foot table. There are a good majority of the classes where it's 2 per table now. Again, just so we could ensure that we have bigger classrooms, but just so we could have, the highest count of folks that we could get into the room comfortably and what the teacher was comfortable with and what is safe. I was just remembering last year there wasn't a lot of plugs since we all had sewing machines plugged in. That's a good point, Judy. I'll let my Mr. Electrician slash cable runner know that to try to have a few more lines open and available. It's a science. I give him the layouts about 2 weeks beforehand, and I say, here, figure it out. And then I tell them in each classroom the max number of machines and how many machines at each table and what the teacher needs and the projector and all the like irons. And if there's glue guns, it's even worse. And he goes and he like maps it all out. It's pretty cool. Ellen, when will classes come out for Texas? So we're going to start working on those classes here in the next few weeks. It typically takes us about a month or so to get all the details hashed out before we can start announcing them. So we really expect it'll probably be in the October timeframe before we can start talking about Texas classes. But we've already started working on a few, and then there's a bunch more in work. I'm very excited for these. Is the demo stage is in its own room? Last year there was a little difficult hearing and seeing in the vendor hall. Nope, the stage is going to be a larger stage. The speaker will be there, and it'll be highly encouraged that whoever the speaker is, they use the microphone in the speaker. But that's actually in vendor hall 2. And there will be more seats, and it's a lot bigger room. So, I mean, the hall might still be just as loud because it's bigger and more echoey, but yes, it's still in a vendor hall area. All right. Wow. Any more questions? Those are some really good questions. I mean, bring them on, because there are no dumb questions. And if you're thinking it, somebody else is probably thinking the same question. Oop, sorry. I was scrolling through my different like notes I have on the side and different things I pop up. Teacher applications are still open for Tennessee, if anybody's interested in that. Texas is technically still open. I need to close that down, but if you want to sneak one in last minute, we won't say no. We talked all that. All right, cool. I mean, I don't have anything else that I had to talk about tonight, but I hope this was informative and helped some of y'all. Oh, any suggestions for carts or wagons? Highly suggest searching for those 2 words in the Facebook group. There are so many people who have asked or talked about this in the past, but if you want to start a new one for this year, you're more than welcome. So maybe somebody will throw in their links again for the different wagons they have. Some people get them from Academy, some from Walmart, some from Amazon. They're all over the place, and they're great for machines, let me tell you. And then, of course, you can also have like a sewing machine bag, especially those folks who are like flying in and such, because some of those sewing machine bags are carry-on friendly. Is there a Facebook for Texas? No, there's one Sew Magical Expo Facebook group. This is where we post everything for all the events, just because if I had an expo for every event. Search for the 2 words carts or wagons. I apologize, Brenda. No, Evelyn. Yeah. So we put all of our updates for all the events up on the Facebook group, and then on our Instagram. Instagram might be a little bit easier to follow if you're just looking for like specific updates or teacher announcements, things like that. But a lot of the information is very relevant for all the events. All right. Any last minute questions? Wagons are great for storing all your purchases as well. Yeah, there's a lot. And a lot of the vendors are getting unique bags this year that you can put your stuff in. I mean, you get the welcome bags, and the welcome bags I think, are a decent size, but I'm always amazed. I mean, some of y'all buy so much fabric. Oh, okay. And like all the hardware and embroidery designs and all the things, because even the embroidery designs and like the digital items that you can buy come in these like cute little packaging things. Oh, so cute. I love it. I'm so excited for this year. The vendors are so good. I'm going to try not to shop. It's the perk of getting in there at like 4 in the morning when the vendors aren't there. I just like walk around like, what's everybody got? All right, everybody. I'm going to drop for the night. As always, you're welcome to post in the group. If it seems like a question that is more personal to you and not a general question about the expo, you're more than welcome to message me or one of the moderators. And one of the easiest ways also is to send an email. We have a better emailing system now to support@sewmagicalexpo.com, which you can also find by clicking contact us on the website. So yes, thank you everybody so much for all the questions and all the kind words. And we're almost there to opening class signups once again and getting some Texas information out there for y'all. So I hope everybody has a great week. Happy Monday, y'all.